Hey everybody, welcome. This is Tabitha Jane, and I just had a clarity of insight that I thought I would share with you. Today we're going to be talking about how do you know if you're dealing with a narcissist. If you would like to find out more, hang with me for a few minutes. So, first, before we get going, my name's Tabitha Jane, and I am an empath. I am intuitive. I am a lifelong learner about narcissists. I was born into a narcissistic family, narcissistic marriage, narcissistic relationships. Yeah. So I come from the school of hard knocks. And just sitting here thinking about things, and all of a sudden I had some insight and clarity I wanted to share with you. So if any of you find yourself in a situation or circumstances where you're often confused, that your experiences seem to radiate between extremes highs of love and joy, and then crashing, debilitating heartache, anger, frustration, essentially leaving you in a place of mass confusion, we should probably talk. Those of you new to the channel, welcome. And those of you who have hung with me for a while, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. All of you who show your support, I hope you know it means the world to me. It really does. So let's get into this. I really think the number one, as I reflect back over my life experience, the number one factor was confusion. Like I mentioned, you go from this place of extreme joy and love to bottoming out. And you don't even know. You don't know why. You don't know. Your heart's hurting. You're confused. You go back to love, and then there's this anger, and resentment starts to build, but then you're put down and shamed for it, belittled, and then back to that place of trying to nurturing, just to be built up again, just to be ripped down again. That has been a running theme my whole life. And like I said, I was born into a narcissistic family as an empath, as a very sensitive, highly sensitive. I am highly sensitive to energy. I can feel, okay? I feel energy before I even have an interaction with another person. So you could kind of imagine, yeah. But that is the number one thing I think is the biggest red flag, is if you are in a relationship, it doesn't matter if it's family, friends, co-workers, a romantic relationship, if there's confusion because of the highs and the lows and the compliments and then the digs, and if it's at that kind of back and forth, boom, 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 where you can't even seem to get your head straight, I seriously encourage you to consider looking at the dynamics of that relationship. And I'm going to go into a few more things. I've got some more things I want to share with you. One of the tactics that a lot of the narcissists I've encountered, they do what it's called future faking. They make plans with you, and they tell you these dreams. They've taken time, they've got to know you. So they know a little bit about your soul, right? Which is what they're good. They're soul suckers. And they learn what really matters to you and use it against you. They make plans, they make promises, they, a lot of innuendos that really touch your heart and your soul, that pull those strings. And they do that to suck you in, to sink their hooks into you, for lack of better words. I know it sounds really harsh and cruel. I don't mean it that way, but it's what it is. Let's call a spade here. But they do that to go back to that place of confusion. So they give you all these hopes and potentials. Kind of the Charlie Brown, Lucy and Charlie Brown with the football. They lift you up. So you think you're going to be able to catch that football, and then they rip the rug out from underneath you. Confusion. Following the theme here. The other thing they do is love bombing. They tell you how amazing and great you are, how they've never met another person like you, how you fulfill their world in so many amazing ways, building you up. Only to sucker punch you by diminishing your abilities, your knowledge. Well, you're so good over here, but yeah, you know, I just don't think this is, you know, yeah. I'm trying to think of an example. One of my exes, I taught him how to use the computer, how to do the keyboard shortcuts and how to, you know, to do that kind of stuff. It was all great while I was teaching him. And then it became a competition, and I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. But every time he had a problem, he'd run to me for help and then get angry at me because I knew more than he did. Do you get it? You know, it's that lifting you up to tear you down. Yeah, I could cook this. Oh, yeah, this recipe was really great. But it is never as good as his mom's or his aunts or his cousins. They just had something special. They did something different. You don't want to eat my food. I threw the whole crock pot. Food, crock pot, I threw the whole damn thing away. Anyways, that's me. But that's what they do. They mess with you. They mess with you. The confusion. Do you understand what I'm saying? I really think that is the biggest key factor. The bragging. How amazing and great they are. All the things you need. Kind of going back to that future faking. Because again, they've gotten to know you and what you crave. They are the best support you will ever have. They are the best friend you will ever know. Nobody will ever be there for you in the same way that they can. Nobody will ever understand you as much as they do. Nobody will ever love you the way that they love you. Then they start tearing down the walls. Well, your friend, this friend over here, oh, you think that friend's so great? Well, they did this or they said that. They triangulate. Your mom, you think your mom's such a good person? You think your mom's always going to be there for you? Your dad? Oh, yeah, because your dad thinks you're all that. Nobody will ever love you the way I love you. Nobody will ever understand you the way I understand you. So they build themselves up. They can do all the things nobody else can do. They isolate you. They separate you. And ultimately, they try to break you. Then we've got ghosting. So now, they've got you in a place of confusion and isolation. You don't know whether you're coming or going. but I love him so much and he's so great. Or they're such a good friend. Or this family member, they're my family. Right? But they're ripping you apart, undermining you and belittling you. And now they ghost you. Nothing. And if you do manage to catch them, woo! Why are you up in their business? Why are you chasing them down? Well, you know what? Can a person have some space to breathe? Can a person have some time? My God, do you always have to be with me? Do you always have to know everything I'm doing? But they promised you a future. They made plans with you. They told you how amazing you were. They told you all these things. And now they are tearing you apart because they got you isolated. And the last little one I have for you is hoovering. Because now, after you've suffered, they've ghosted you. You've gotten the silent treatment. And they've ridiculed you, made you feel even more confused than possibly you ever were before. So once they feel like you've adequately suffered, they show back up with the love bombing, with the future faking, pulling you back into the crazy ass web of their lies, manipulations, mind games. It is a vicious cycle. And I can speak to this with all sincerity. Like I said, I was born into it. I lived in that family for 17 years. I was married to it. Yes, it was my choice. Married to him for 20 years. Another relationship I had for 3 years. I tell you what, any of y'all, as soon as there's any kind of confusion, let me just explain this. I've had some potentials over this past year, 2020. We start by texting. And then we talk on the phone. We might have dinner once or twice. And then all of a sudden, we're back to texting. About the weather? Really? About random, stupid things. And when I called and I asked, guess what I got? What? No, you got a problem. No, you know what? I don't have time for this. Call out the bullshit right from the get-go. Because honestly, I don't have time for games. I have spent 46 years of my life in those games. And as soon as I get to that place of confusion where I'm like, wait a minute. You really want to talk to me about the weather? That's the best you've got? I am busy. You are busy. We are grown people. And the best conversation we can come up with is the weather? I don't have time for this. And I've tried. I've tried talking to him. I've tried asking. And as soon as I ask, what is really going on here? What is the deal? But you know what? I'm better off for it. And frankly, if you've been playing with narcissists, chances are you would agree and you would think you would be better off too. So I encourage y'all, I think the number one flag to be concerned with, confusion. If you find the high and the bottom out, first time, boom. Really look at it, think about it. What game is being played with you? Is that what you want in your life? So, thank you all for this time today. I hope this has been helpful. Maybe I really hope I saved some of y'all some heartache, because trust me, I have been through the gamut and I'm all done. So learn from my experience. If you have questions, drop them below. I will be brutally honest with you, okay? I will tell you. I just don't know all the things that you might have questions about. But if I can help you save your life, hell yeah, I'll be there for you. Promise. All right, guys. Thank you so much for allowing me this time to share with you. I wish you all so much love and happiness, especially as we're going into 2021. Time to change our flippin' lives for the better, for us. Love y'all. Bye.